Alright.
Right. Welcome.
Welcome to the first stream of Raji the Game.
Indeed.
Raji and Ancient Epic.
I know.
So
It's exciting, isn't it?
It's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. Nervous chatter.
We had a mic problem. Don't look at that.
Okay.
Don't look at that.
I'm not looking at
I'm not sure if there's anyone looking at this.
that. No, I don't think there is. I think
an
we're
image.
just talking to ourselves, aren't we? Really sad individuals, got nothing to do on a Thursday.
This is the life of an indie developer,
Yeah.
desperate for marketing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm Avichal, game designer on the project.
And I'm Ian, who is a game artist.
So today what we're talking about is a mace demon, Gadasura. As you can see on the screen, this big Hulk-like creature with big eyes and a big mace. He's known as Gadasura. Let me just explain you what that means. Gada means mace and Sura means a demon. So he's really a mace demon. And
Hence Gada Sura.
yep. And he comes from in the game, the lore behind him, he comes from a race of a demon who are really combat efficient with the mace through the decades and centuries of training. Gadasura is someone, if you were the army general of the demon army, let's say, you would unleash him to destroy through the front lines of the enemy, to cause chaos. You release 3 of them, they can break through any fortification. It's very like a bulky walking siege weapon. Breakthroughs, the doors, it carries a heavy mace. So that's Gadasura, and he's a real threat in the game. He might look a bit not too smart, but that's a surprise in the game. He's quick on his feet.
Yeah, he's quite nimble, isn't he?
And he can cause a lot of damage in short time, in just one hit. And
It's like you just want the character to be challenging for Raji and also for the gamers. And what you've been working on with the actual balancing of that has been very interesting.
the fact here is, for balancing the game, for making the entire combat, Gadasura was used as a base. His actions, his attacks versus the player's actions and the player's attacks. So we really used him as a base to balance out the initial combat. And as we are making other demons now, we are still using him as a anchor point. And we'll see him in game in sometime shortly. Today the topic, as most of you know, is the character creation and the art style, which Ian will be driving you through, and I'll be sitting by to read any comments if there are. Any at all?
Quite quiet, isn't it?
There's 3 people live.
Is there?
I hope it's not our own studio
I
members.
bet it could be.
That'll be even sadder.
That'd be embarrassing, isn't it?
Find out after 1 hour that there were 4 people and we're all like, yeah, that's the people of the studio.
I know.
So I hope you guys don't have any internet issues, because we have some buffering issues there, but used to work. Everything worked fine on the test stream.
Yes.
It all has to blow up on the final moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Murphy's Law.
Yeah. So Ian,
Yeah.
you can go ahead
Okay.
with the concept art.
Right, okay. So we got this concept art from your mate, actually.
Sahil.
That's the one.
Yeah. Ian is still adapting to all these tricky Indian names.
Oh, dear.
Sahil is a very simple name.
I know, but not a
So-
simple person.
Sahil is a artist with this comic background as a comic artist, and you can see
that within the actual lines that he's actually created there.
the definite lines that are there,
Yeah.
and it's quite interesting for this concept art we have. It was done in the second shot. You can show the viewers what we had like on the first try. It was very Indian kind of a
Yeah,
demon.
hang on, let me just go into Photoshop here. Bring him out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy here on the left. Yeah, this guy, which can see mace and with demonic looking face, but a bit humanoid. Now the thing is, we really liked what was made here. We all found it interesting, but Ian and Shruti, they had this art style in their mind. So in pure Raffian, you can show now why you took a different direction from this one.
Yeah.
Why it's so interesting for us.
Yeah. So I'm just going to pure. So as you can see here, specifically on the face, after Shu and I, we went on vacation, went to Bali, and the Balinese and the mythology is sort of very similar to Indian, with the gods and so forth, and we saw that and we just fell in love with the masks. The design, the way that you actually created, the crafted.
Mridul says, "Hey guys, hi Mridul." What's
Hello.
We got someone to say hi.
I know. Let's type. Can we type as well? No.
I can do that from.
Okay.
We'll do it later.
All right.
You
Okay.
hear us.
You can.
So yeah, one surprising fact what Ian just said, there's a lot of common ground between the Indian and Balinese mythology, and I was kind of surprised to read that goddess Durga is depicted in ways in the mythology. Ravan is, Ram and Lakshman is. Some of the demons from Balinese mythology are similar to the Indian demons, and I read all about that on all these several sites, and that's where this fusion of not keeping it just Indian but keeping it a mix of Bali mythology and
Well, you just like borrowing one from the other, and
Yeah.
it's like like whatever's similar. And it's like okay, well, it's like a mood board when creating a character. It's like, well, I like a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and and so this, and therefore you start bringing up. It's almost like a menu. So you're bringing up, the foundations of the design, of the lore, and the same thing that is going to be with the characters, and the characters and also the environments as well. So
yeah. So as Ian is gonna take you through the character process, I will just get it sharing to my timeline.
Yeah.
Get more people in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, cool. So, just going into the mood board, so we're using Pure Ref for the mood boards. And so here you can see the Balinese characters here. And we're just literally utilising the costumes, the colours, how they actually interact with one another. And it's very, very, very interesting, just like so articulate with the detail. And this is what we love. It's so striking with the masks and the eyes, the very bulbous goldfish-like eyes, very simple face, but yet with the teeth, and also the gold and the how intricate the detailing is all the way around. Now, there's a lot of this detail we can't actually get into the game or into the character because of the resolution of how far away we are on the cameras. If we were actually doing like third person or first person, then yes, you could see all that kind of detail. And especially, it's like you've got all these jewellery. Again, we're so far away. So what we need to do is we need to break down is like what's identifiable with that character. What they're wearing, where's the jewellery, the armour, etc. So, and also what's really nice is like you're seeing all the patterns, the embroidery in there, and all the colours that are associated with all this as well. I mean, obviously we can change that, and I'll be showing that in 3D Coats shortly. So if I just zoom out a little bit more. And what was really interesting, because primarily my role within this studio is that we are many masters, if you like. It's like, you know, what I've done in the past is I've specialised in environments, but now we've had to like swap roles and jump in and do things that we don't normally necessarily do, and that's really fascinating. It's really enjoyable. It's stressful, but the rewards are so much more because we're getting the VFX, the artist. He's coming back with stuff, and it's not just myself. There's Avi, there's the animator, Himanshu, there's Paris, the programmer, also Shruti. So we're all like, saying yes, we like this, we don't like this, and again it's like with Linus as well, with the audio, wasn't it, today, and it's like with the Parattack or
So our audio, soon we will have a combat reveal, few weeks, and Akhil says hi Akhil.
Hello, mate.
Game designer. He's a friend from Bangalore.
Okay.
I've met him quite a few times.
Right.
Hope you're doing good.
So this point about why I've got these hulking figures here is, and just to explain that, my role in the past of like 17 years is environments, and now this is characters. I've never done characters professionally in full-time production. So this was like a very steep learning curve for myself, and learning ZBrush and the likes of Grazzetti and Matt Thurup, who did some fantastic tutorials. And and it was back to school for me. It was like back to anatomy to understand how everything works. And I can't tell you what all the muscles are. I just know where they're placed. There's
shitloads of muscles there.
I know. It's just like, it's just insane, on the shoulders and the chest. And so, we were discussing this earlier. I mean, these guys look like they've got their heads just photoshopped on there. It's just insane. It's
like you can see there's the physique is reflected in a demon. Maybe you can show to our streamers the output we have. And we
which
can break
one?
it down.
Oh, with the got it. Okay, right. Let me just take it.
We did post it.
Okay, I'll just bring it in on 3D coats, right? So, or in fact, what I could do is I've got Marmosets, so many programs, so many languages to learn. Just bring this out quickly. Let's open up a scene. So this is going to, the reason why I'm opening up Marmoset is because I'm going to be using a normal map, and whereas in, let me just hide this one, I'll put a T-pose, get rid of that one. So we've got the T-pose here. Oh, it's lagging a bit. Let me turn that light down. The lights are really bright.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is lagging a lot. My computer is going to blow up. So here we've actually got. Let me just get a light on the face. See where he is there. And then just light number 3. Let's change the light colour. Let's bring the intensity up. Oh, okay. At least we know where he is. Bring it down. And change it straight away in Marmoset. That's wonderful. Okay, alright, we'll just ignore it. So as you can see from the
this is kind of the end result.
Microphone quite low. Okay.
Oh, okay. I know how to fix that.
2 seconds.
I think it's better now. Can you confirm that first, please? Stream Doge. I guess it's better now. Is it? Is it?
Come
guys?
on. Type quicker.
Someone's. Yes.
Yes. Results.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Do you want it higher?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Alright, okay.
So yeah, this is like the muscle man in like his final form, just without textures. And
So as you can see, so it's like you're utilising from Pure Ref, seeing the muscles. Obviously, I didn't want something so muscular or so defined.
It's kind of uncanny that a demon is less muscular than actual humans.
Yeah, but I mean, this guy, he's 3 meters tall.
Yeah, that
he's
huge.
He's big. He's like a mini Hulk.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, so going back to the bodybuilders is again for me to actually understand the muscle groups, where they, how they all interact with each other. And what's fantastic is actually seeing all these beautiful shapes, and looking at the veins and so on. And it's just, I mean, to me, I mean that can be quite demonic, as you're seeing here. Obviously, it depends on the terminology of that one, but I mean, look at this chap here. Look at the back of the shoulders, back of the arms. Yeah.
We don't know the names.
No, don't know. I mean, look at that, the veins coming through. I mean, that is pretty disgusting.
That's exactly like Hulk. You had one of the Hulk references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, the on this mood board, it's just like images that I found interesting that I wanted to bring in there and utilise as reference and inspiration.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're seeing all the threads and the tendrils of the muscles in there. Now, I did do all that kind of stuff in Gardasola, but then I just decided to take it out and just like dial it back a little bit, because I just thought it was just too much. He's a big hulking figure, but I just didn't want to have that kind of definition in the muscles itself.
He's not a Hulk, but he's something.
Yeah.
Can't be Hulk. So yeah, these are all some amazing ZBrush work from
some all the various artists.
And there's quite a few.
So this particular beast here, focusing on the hand, and what I had to do is a lot of studies of like the hand and the feet and all the different muscles. So for me, it took me a couple of months to actually get to grips with ZBrush, and then actually understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and perfect as much as I can within the time constraints that I've got. And even though we are an indie studio, we have a lot of constraints. And also, it's like we've got hack and plan. We've all got or we've got to hit every milestone all the way along. Otherwise, you're never going to get anything done. So as you can see, it's like you've got so much detail with all the characters, and unfortunately, we had to knock away some of the things that we wanted for Gardasaura. Now, for instance, there's the if I just go back to the main concept art. Is like there's the eyebrows, there's the hairband, and the hair here. Now we weren't sure what we wanted to do with the hair, and it's like like ostrich feathers, and it was like what we wanted was for the character or to have to have expression. So it's like taunts and so on. So that so we got the long tongue here, that could be used as a taunt, as well as like the hair itself, and for all that to come up like a peacock, or whether if he's been hurt or injured, then that could also affect the way that he's been.
Yeah, it could have been utilized for giving a lot of feedback regarding the gameplay. Yeah. But again, it was tricky to do.
Yeah.
It's something we want to explore right after Kickstarter.
Yeah.
We'll have the time and space.
Because it's like with the earrings as well. It's like I've created the holes big enough for the ears that are actually there, and we want the earrings to be swaying as he's moving. So you've got that weight going along there, as well as the necklace, so they'll be banging on his chest. And then we've got we had issues with the langut here, with the material coming down on the front, and so we've decided to hide that for the time being. We'll come back with Apex cloth and just evaluate that better when we can, because we don't want to give something, dare I say, a half-arsed attempt at something. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right, or we're not at all. Simple as that. because that's the way we are. That's the way that we are as a team. So just to give you more example here of the studies that I was looking at, you're looking at some beautiful illustrations of the arms, the skeletal, and also there's the or the ligaments and how they work. And this is what I had to relearn and understand, especially on the hand as well. You've got the tendons running along the top of the fingers, the bone structures, and so on. So really, it is a biology lesson. Just going back into doing that, and like you see it, because I love Da Vinci and the way that he drew, and the Renaissance masters are absolutely fantastic. And if it wasn't for them, obviously we wouldn't have a lot of this stuff here. So
I think we have a question by Pramod. Hi Pramod, what's up? Are all demons totally different appearance-wise? Yes.
Yes.
They are features that are common because, as Ian was explaining, we have went for a very particular art style. You can see these masks, and we plan to have at least quite a few demons in the game, at least 7 to 8. All these demons are gonna be having their own unique appearance.
But the thing is, what we're going to have all the way through is the continuity using the actual masks.
Yeah.
That is that's going to keep them, or bind them as a race.
Yeah.
Because we don't want something to look completely different one from the other, because otherwise you don't have that continuity. And if you break the continuity, then you're like thinking, okay, well, obviously there's a different race, something's wrong. So how does that work?
Needs to be consistent.
Yeah.
And you might have seen the other demon called Tezabsura, which we had shared on Facebook for a voting thing that which face do you like. So that's one example of how these guys can look different, but have features that are similar. So yeah, Ian, you can go ahead with it.
Yeah. So it's so you can see, like from the statues here again, we saw all this, the intricate detail here, and like I was explaining earlier before, there's only so much we can do in like from the distance, and it's absolutely fantastic and beautifully done, and this is obviously look at this face. This is like so intimidating, and having that kind of bearing down on you, and if that's like 12 foot tall, and we've got all sorts going on there, then you as Raji, you're gonna have to pull everything out of
you
out
gotta
the bag.
be on your feet.
Yeah.
We got a promote saying great to know there's a lot of variety.
Oh yeah, there's loads.
We plan variety with even the looks and the gameplay. They're very different abilities from each other, very functioning very differently. You might want to change your strategy when you approach.
Again, it's like looking at this, it's like looking at the detail, the tattoos and the jewelry. It's just so much there.
So rich.
It is. You've got the colours as well. The
and
black.
Those teeth.
Yeah, I know. It's fantastic, isn't it?
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's like being able to bring that in there, and then it's like for all the other demons. There's a lot. We've done lots of concept art right now, and there's some of them that you're gonna really like.
Actually, the next stream will have more about the second and the third demon.
Yeah.
Mostly second demon.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna be
it's a mix.
Yeah.
But we did a lot of exploration for the second one. For the first demon, as we were saying earlier, we were kind of lucky to stumble upon the the second sketch, and this is what we want.
Yeah. So really, from this point of view, with Garda, he's just literally we've just gone for it. It's just it hasn't had such an in-depth exploration, because that's what we want. We want to know where's this guy from? What they're doing. What is the history of this particular person? Demon, and person. Yeah. And then but with Garda, he was just pretty much there. We loved him from the get go. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello,
Funkdelic.
What's up?
And then it's like seeing Garda. I'll just show you that fun. There you go. That was the concept art, mate. And so when we saw that, we just loved him. We just like, yeah, let's go for it. It's it's all there, really, isn't it?
Ian, did you talk about these other ones?
These ones here, yeah. I was explaining earlier about the actual colours and what we wanted to do with them.
I think you can now show more about the others. So Ian has utilized several software.
Oh, too many softwares.
There's Photoshop, there's ZBrush, there's Max,
Okay.
there's Unreal Engine itself,
Yeah.
and Pure.
Oh god, yeah. There's so much bloody softwares that we use. I just want to put everything all into one. It'd be really nice.
It's so. I hope the laptop doesn't work.
It is struggling. I must admit.
It's struggling.
It is
You can
struggling. Okay, so this is.
Funkdelic is actually Raphael. Oh,
It is. Hey, we were talking about you earlier, mate.
Yeah.
In a nice way. Honest. So this is Gardy in Marmoset. So is I zoom in.
Ian, could you explain to some of our people here that Marmoset, what's the...
Marmoset is fantastic. It's basically a renderer. So it's like a render engine. So you can put in the geometry in there very quickly. You can create shaders. I'll just show you quickly actually. So with Marmoset, you've got your viewport here. We can do turntables down at the bottom here. So 360s. And what I use Marmoset for is to bake out the geometry. And this is whereby, as you can see in the T-pose here on the left side, you've got the teeth, jewellery, tongue, etc. Now what I'll do is I will separate out the high res as well, and then it's a case of like baking out, getting clean bakes for the ambient occlusion, cavity, object space normals, the normals, and so on. And the way that we do that is up on here. It's like you've got this little icon called bread, and this has actually got the mason there right now.
The icon is a bread.
Yeah, for baking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so therefore, it's like you got your high geometry there, so it's really quite easy. You put the high geometry into the high HP, and then you've got the shafters like the LP. And it's also your naming convention. You've really got to be on top of this. You can't not have a sloppy naming convention, and especially when you're in the video games. Whenever you're doing this, it's like if you've got one character or one underscore missing, you can tell very quickly when you actually bring that into a game engine.
Yeah.
And
I'm just smiling because that can cause so many issues.
Yes.
At last.
Yes.
It can, the texture not
yes.
Because there's
Yes.
no underscore.
And it can break things. So let me just show you. So this shader here, it's got every map. It's got a normal map. It's got a roughness map here, because we're using the PBR. So it's like a physical based rendering system of Disney, which was used in Quixel, and so it's like, and also within there we use like an old school method, an option there for colouring. So it's like stylized, so we can get like a base colour that we want, and then from there, like I say, we're baking out all these other textures. So we've got an occlusion map here. I'll put cavity in a minute, but let me just go to here. I'll just go into here, and then go into Gardy. Where are you? So you've got all my textures, and what am I after? I'm after a diffuse or an albedo, which is a final. So here, So here you got all, you've got a T for texture, underscore, Gardasura, and then the different version. We have that as multi-material.
So we have 15 versions.
Yeah, 15 versions. So that's just me. I mean, I just keep surfing all these out. So let's have a look, see what 15 is. I can't remember.
is the? Oh,
Okay.
He's
So it's pretty dark.
Is the turn on the light
Yeah. Turn on the light.
inside the? What's the?
Okay. Just increase the brightness. There we go.
I thought those were like light sources.
They are light sources
Oh.
because that's using the HDRI image.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you've got your different presets, and then what you can do, you can like bring in all your different lights, put wherever you want them, but you can also create lights as well for your targets.
Mm-hmm.
And again, okay, so here, because I've got in the actual, there was a roughness map. Where's it gone? Here we go. There, on the gloss. So that's why I've got the eyes are nice glossy.
Yeah.
So if I take that down, everything else goes glossy, but because I've got it in the actual map, oops, let me put it back up. So if we have a look, the actual map, that is the eyeball there.
Super glossy.
So that's black, it's super gloss. Yeah. So the rest of it, all this lot of the jewellery,
which is a bit glossy.
it's tarnished because he's been like having a bit of a bout, hasn't he? You know, he's a bit here, there.
He's been in the war.
He has.
He's
he
at
has.
war.
And so therefore, as you can see here, so utilising from the mood board. Let me bring that back up again. Where is it? The masks. Here we go. So as you've got here. So using this as like an inspiration, so you can see that if it works nicely.
It does. Wow. The closer you get, the scarier he is.
Yeah. But unfortunately, you're not going to see that much detail because of the
In the
camera.
game, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless there are specific mechanics.
Yeah.
You're close to him,
Yeah.
which will reveal as time passes.
Yeah. Well, let's see. And yeah, so it's like again, utilizing in 3D Coat, we can actually use cavity maps. So cavity is like whatever is dark is deep, whatever is light is high, and that's the same thing with the ambient occlusion as well. And ambient occlusion actually grounds an object rather than like for an object to be appear that it's floating. So so there you go, really. But so that's the initial. Christ, this is slow. I need a better laptop. So again, it's and I'm going to just go back into in ZBrush. I think I'll just show you ZBrush quickly.
Oh, there's
I know it's the mace,
that's cool.
but
Talk about the next one.
the mace.
Yeah.
And the different techniques that I found as well that I had to deal with because of my computer is quite old. It's 3 years old now, so it's really struggling. Is that doing the projections high to low. Let me just turn this off. And this is where I have to use the weapon now. And so it's really nice. So as you can see, the base geometry is shown, and then that will disappear, when Dynameshed and so on. And then this is just literally using a couple of brushes. There's not many at all, and it was just so that I could get the mace, do it quickly, create a very very rough cover for it, a handle. So we didn't want something that was so new or very intricate.
It's made by it's made out of stone. It's literally, I think Gadasura made it himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it's also
and he's very skilled to do it. It's all very powerful again. It's like a truck.
well, yeah. I mean, you look at the spikes there. I mean, Jesus. I mean, that thing's probably just as tall as Raji, if not bigger. Yeah. It's like you come out of a pub and you find that in your face. It's going to hurt, isn't it? So, and again, it was like utilising different maps, alphas on the. If everyone's familiar with ZBrush, and that's I just utilised the very few on the alphas. Let me just have a look here. The standard brush here, yeah. So you got all the different brushes, and one of my favourite brushes actually has been this one, this particular one here. Yeah, and it's just like you can chamfer off the different sides of it. So you just literally
could
have
you
a play.
demonstrate in one of the
Yeah.
spikes?
Yeah, let's
So
get
can you use it on spikes? I guess.
well, it's just like any surface really, because it's like. So if I just get the. Take the brush down and see what happens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's smoothing like.
Yeah,
Like
smooth. It just chisels it off.
Yeah.
Just
That's
chisel away.
Can make it sharper, blunt.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like do whatever you want. And yeah, but then you what's really nice with that is that you're going to get some like really nice cavity lines, on the highlights, and that will aid with the actual painted look that we're doing, right? Because we're not going like hyper realistic. We're not realistic. It's like semi-realistic. This is fantasies, like Dota 2, that kind of painted look to it. And then once you've done something like that, you can go into the standard brush. Where's standard? Here is somewhere. There's so many of you. Standard. There we go. There. And then in this brush here, in the standard, you've got your alphas. Just quickly bring in. Or just to demonstrate for demonstration purposes. Oh no, I'll do that one. And then I'm going to drag. So what I'm going to do now is just put back face culling on, because I don't want it to project straight through. And then I can just bring it on there.
So that brings out like small details.
Yeah, so it's an alpha, so whatever's white is going to be drawn, whatever's black is going to be negated. And again, you just by pressing Alt, I can just sink it in into geometry.
Oh, you can go the height up and down itself.
Yeah. And then what's really nice as well is like you're just using the trim tool and just go over the top of it.
Oh, that's cool. Now it looks like part of it.
Yeah, and then you start adding that stylized. It makes it a little bit more.
So these bigger holes are like, some of them.
Yeah.
That you use this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So if I just increase the size of the brush.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, but, depending on how far you go, then it's going to start deforming the geometry itself.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah?
Nice.
Exactly.
Looks good.
But then it's like, you've got so many different controls in ZBrush. It is a wonderful piece of software. It's probably not the most intuitive of softwares, I must admit.
Ian went through a steep learning curve.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, it's about 3 or 4 months that I've had a really nice opportunity to actually sit down and learn this software, and it's very, very powerful, beautiful, and there's so many talented artists that I can learn from different techniques, and that's why it's been absolutely wonderful.
We being suggested to keep that alpha you made.
So,
all right.
So that was like the actual the mace, and the mace I actually made that. I created it in. We did. Let me just go into Max quickly.
It's time for.
All right, we've got 15 minutes. Go into Max. So this is Mr. G, right? And you wonder probably why that it's all different colours. Now, what I do here is it's like each colour is basically a different material. So use what we call a colour ID, and then from that, once I bake it out, you'll get this fantastic. That is what we use in Quixel, and also we can actually use that in 3D Code. And it's really easy for you then to identify which is skin, which is the Lango, and which is like the jewellery, part of the jewellery.
So all these colours denote different.
Yeah.
They denote different jewellery and all the different
different pieces that are there. Yeah, absolutely.
One different texture on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like for instance, and then when it came to the mace, because I had everything in like the basic form. I don't know if I've still got it or not. Let me have a look here. Yeah, that's the mace stuff. Hang on. Let me just go and guard it here. And geometry, max. And let's look at the old stuff. Yeah, let's have a look at this one. Open the file. New. Because also what we want to do, right, this is this is what Garda
Used to look like.
used to look like.
Yeah.
Okay, so these primitives were created in ZBrush. And okay, so the scene says that. Okay, just like that. That thing there, that green thing, there's a template for me. So so there, down at the height there is 3 meters. So anyway, so move that as like scale is really, really important. You have to have something to identify what scale is, and to give you an idea of how tall Raji is in comparison to Garda here, is I'll just to do that as a copy. Now, our Raji is 1.48 centimeters. Oops. Okay, so that's Raji in comparison. Okay, so, and the mace is approximately the same bloody thing. Yeah.
Big guy, scary guy, stay away.
Yeah.
Use range attack.
Right. So, and then the reason why I built this in like this in ZBrush was because when you start dynameshing the objects together, you get some beautiful lines that you can start working with, and it's just like you really did work well, and that is the way that I'm going to be going through on the next version. But I'm going to try doing Z spheres first, and then add the muscles and so on top of that as well. And then when it's dynameshed together, you get the nice lines and bring it in and so on. Really, really enjoy the sculpting on that. And so this was for Himanshu, so he could actually
Yeah, this
get
was
the animations in.
yeah, for this model, what we see who's got the proportions, most importantly, of the final model,
Yeah.
was required to test out all the animations, literally the timing. It was very important for the gameplay to have this, and it also gave Ian the time to just polish and make the final guy.
Yeah.
And this way, both the things are working. The gameplay is working, the art team is working.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was quick. This was good, and that's a good process for just getting all the details in.
Yeah.
Getting the animations done, and then you re-import the model, you get the skimming done, you get the rigging done, and it should
It's because we're constantly overlapping, and it's like
as long as
also communicating.
Every time there's a change, there's someone has to say. Sometimes it's me.
Yes.
Keep all the proportions safe.
I did make an error. I must admit this, and it's like that's when I came in one morning and I said to Himanshu, I said, "I'm really sorry. Help me, please." And but anyway, but as long as you can put your hand up and say, "I've made a boo-boo," and everyone's okay with it, because you can't get away with it in such a small team, really.
Yeah, unless you file a Jira ticket.
There is that as well. So that's what I used for Garda. So that was this was my first in-game model. This one, right? Which evolved to this guy. Yeah, let's bring him up. There he is.
So that's a very impressive model there, because it's also Ian's first time on characters. It's great to me. It works really well. Here you can see the tiara is still there. If you've noticed in the GIF, everyone who's watching, the GIF released, he doesn't have the tiara. And that would work well if he had hair. That's something we're gonna try after the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
and you can show like your details and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
How many polys was it here and how much it became in game.
well, the total amount of like these points here in ZBrush, so it's almost like 5 million.
It's 5 million polys, and when it went in game, it was.
Well, including all the jewellery and so on, it is 17,000 tries.
So from 5 million to 17.
No, from 5 million polys, then I think it'll be down to. Hang on a minute.
One second. And it was open.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. How many have we got? How do we find out now?
You just
Go on, you take it over.
get on the skeleton, get up to the mesh. 18,000.
18,000 tries. Well, it's almost 19,000
Yeah,
triangles.
almost 19,000. So
But
that's
to quad it, that is, well, it's almost half. So it's like 9,000 polys.
oh. So I mean, the whole point is that's a long journey Agatha sort of took.
It is a long.
Yeah.
It is.
There's that guy, then there's this guy, and then
All in between.
you saw the concept art. Yeah.
So we've been we've honoured the sort of if you just move out to the side, yeah. So you've got the face. So this is another skin that I did, one of many 15.
Yeah, we have quite a few.
We have quite a few to choose from. So from that point of view, when you see the teeth, the tongue, the jewellery, you know, and again, it's like when I sat down with Shrew and you know, I was having difficulty with the jewellery. It's like, you know, I didn't know how to create it or design it. You know, and so therefore we were like bouncing back and forth like, with ideas, and she was giving me some good ideas and so on, and you know, maybe, you know, I was able to move forward that way. So, but this is another one. But if you can zoom in, right, zoom in right into the actual the
bed.
Yeah. Just on top. Don't look down. Just move up. It's because you can see a seam. I'm going to point out. There you go. The tongue. Right underneath the tongue. There's a seam there. Right. It's white. Go further down on the langot. There you go. Stop. No, go up. Stop. So you can see.
Oh yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
That was the problem that I was having with 3D Code. And now I don't understand why everything was resolved when I brought everything back in it. I just basically started from fresh. You know, so that was that, yeah. And it's also like to retain, you know, this like painted look to it as well. And you know, so if you underneath like, you know, the chest and the area on the actual stomach, and you can see just
down.
yeah, just leave it there, right? You know, you've got all these areas here, and it's just like a skin that I projected on top of it.
It's like a scale.
Yeah,
Like,
but the thing is, what I did is I used a morph target in ZBrush, and therefore I just like made sure to reduce most of it. And I thought, to be honest, it wouldn't pick it up, and it picked it up, that kind of detail in the cavity map, in the normal map. And I was very surprised with that, because you can see it all across the chest here, along the actual.
it's present.
Yeah. And then what I wanted to
Did
do.
you use the same thing for the nerves or for the nerves?
Yeah.
The nerves on his arms.
What here?
Yeah.
Around here, the veins and yeah, it was on the back
The
of
veins.
yeah. Hang on.
Oh yeah.
Because here you can see, if I just zoom in, all this bit here,
Yeah.
bloody awful, right? Bloody awful. But you know, we've got all that nice, you know, the muscles at the back of the arm, you know, the elbows and stuff. I just wanted to make it, and this is one of the things, is I'm making the whole body, you know, because the body is asymmetrical. There's not, you know, one bit that's symmetrical. You look weird otherwise. And then to be able to dress it up accordingly.
He's got a classy checkered pants.
He has there. But if we go into 3D Code now, yeah, right. This is like the variation. But now if I zoom in, You got no. All the seams are gone.
You gotta maybe try asking someone like 3D code.
What's this? 18K?
No, he was talking about the triangles to the poly, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The whole thing is. Oh, hang on a minute. let me just go.
9,000.
It's 18,000 triangles, so that'll be what? 10,000 polys.
That's
So,
what it's saying.
Yeah. And because I'm old school as well, I generally tend to think, keep everything as low as I can, low as possible, because the thing is, what you need to do is the silhouette is so important. It's like you can't not get that wrong. You have to get it right. And here, as you can see with the lighting in 3D Coat, which is really, really nice. This is not using a normal map. This is just using all the cavities. So if I turn these off, if it works,
Oh, yeah.
see?
A lot of detail lost.
That's just a cavity map.
Mm-hmm.
That's not using normal map,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So I bring that back. Okay.
Yeah, all those lines.
Yeah.
Details.
And what I did is, what's really nice with 3D Coat is up here, you can paint when you're using the actual shaders here, you can utilise the depth, and then this one is for the colour, the current colour, and then this one here is the glossy, or the roughness. And you can actually paint that on. So what you can do is like, well, I've got the colour switched off, I've got the normal, the depth switched off as well. So it's a case of, well, if on a particular skin, and then it's like, well, okay, well, let's find gold, for instance, or whatever this one is, right? And on the Smart Material Preview, what I'll do is I'll open it up, give it a few minutes, and let's turn the layer on.
Hope it
Doesn't crash, yeah. So here, what it should do is give me the Smart Material Preview, and when I paint, it's just going to paint the material here, the roughness, or in this, the roughness, the shininess properties. That's all it's going to do, because I've got the colour switched off. Let me just increase. And also, it's got always, so it's going to put it on every surface, right? But I can tell it to say, well, I want you to just put it in the concave, the recesses, or on the the protruding. Okay, and just like so I think it's going to be very difficult for it to actually see this through. Or let's just create a new layer.
I think we are running short on time now.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's what I did. That's what I did to create. Hang on, let's put it on this jewellery. Where's the jewellery? There we are. Let me just put it on always.
Is the Smart Material Preview supposed to do that?
Yeah, it's meant. What it does is it's meant to put something straight over the top, so that you can see what's going to be projected onto the surface below.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if I give, where's the fabric? So put that on all, and it should, for whatever reason, it's not working. I think it's because
That's because we're live.
always. Okay.
You can leave it for maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, those kind of tutorials I can do later. But if anyone wants any help, or if anyone wants to give me tips, that's great. To get out of that, close that.
Yeah, I think that's the big boy looks great in game, and we have variations of him, 3-4 variations of him that you
Yeah.
have seen in the game. Not too distinct, but they're there. Different colors, masks, all of them.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, because it's like, with this one, I'm just literally, I've got like 4 skins or 5 skins here, and it's just like, just do like a mix and match, and we can be like really choosy or picky, or whichever you want, and it's groovy, and also you've got that painted feel to it. But I also wanted to bring in the metalness, like, so you can actually see from a distance. It's going to be like quite far away. So I wanted the player to see the identifiable Kara and the jewellery and the belt buckle.
There's like the unique features on him.
Because you got the reflectiveness of the actual of the material, so you've actually got that in there amongst all the ambient lighting from the fog, all the AO, all the combat, the VFX, everything. So it's just all these little attention to detail for everything, and it's so important to have that. Even if you're not going to see it, put it in, because there's going to be sometimes. It's like, for instance, you're doing a cinematic, constantly thinking, if I'm a pixel out, people will pick up on it, right? All right, maybe not, but I will. I know it's out, right? And then it's like knowing that that other artists will be judging my work. And that's the greatest thing about making a video game, because you as an artist, you're expressing yourself, and you are it's all visible. It's just instantaneous, and you're literally opening yourself for an absolute kick.
That's why what's important is the early feedback we got on him.
Yeah,
that's been great so far.
Yeah. No, we need that, and it's like, now that I've got the foundations, I can actually create another layer. And as I've got one for mask for the skin, I don't think I have. No, I don't. But the thing is with this one as well, 3D code, just keep it, the layers as few as possible, because it's like, as much as a really good program as it is, it depends on the hardware. Limitations all the way through, but yeah, I'm looking forward to moving on to the next one.
The next one is real special.
Yeah.
And for those who have seen him, and I don't know if we have some concept art here, but
that's I can go to the concept art.
Yeah, I mean, we can just now talk about the next topic, and guys. Thank you for everyone who's there live, all of you, 8 to 10 people, and you can put some questions for us, as if you want any questions regarding what we talked about today.
Or also, it's like, and what would you like to know more about?
Thanks, Leonine. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just show what's coming up next. Let's go to character. He's called Tezab Surat. No,
not that one.
Don't reveal this one.
Yeah.
So there's this guy, and as Pramod was asking earlier, I mean, he's seen the Facebook post, I'm sure, and we put out the voting, and a lot of people voted for this fellow here, and there's so many variations here that was made by a concept artist, Anirudh, and we've been just going all over. And his body is also special. He's an acidic demon, acid spitting orbs, range demon. So it's very interesting. We really love him in the gameplay part, and this will be the topic for the next time. More about the art. There will be a gameplay talk later where we can talk more and more in depth from one demon to another. What's the intention?
But the next one's going to be on with regards to the art. It's going to be environments.
I meant character part 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the next one is the environment talk, which is, I guess we'll get a lot of people, hopefully. More.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we are new to the Twitch stream thing, so we're just checking out how things working. And we plan to do one per week, guys. So make sure you follow us. Make sure you spread the word. Make sure you're out there ready when we go live next. Till then, you can also. I'm gonna show you guys what we put on IndieDB. We put out an article about our Gadasura, and we are in the headlines for IndieDB. I'm just gonna show you the preview of the article. It's way less text, but a lot about the images actually. And Ian has broken down some of these things
there's not too much text on there because it's like if I put text on there, it'd be full.
Yeah, it's more about visuals and
so the visual target is like
And this one is special for me about broken down the lango, the mask, the body, the mace, the hair. And you guys can check this out on IndieDB real quick. We were in the headlines today. I guess we are still in the headlines. And that's been great. We thank IndieDB also, even if they're not here, to put us in the headlines, which has been great. So I guess that brings us to the end of the stream. Thanks everyone. Akhil, Dream, Doje, Mridul, Pramod, Leonard, everyone who's there. I guess until next time.
Until next week. So what we're going to do, plan it every Thursday?
It was planned initially for every Monday. We wanted to keep a two-day gap between Work in Progress Wednesday and then a couple of days before the stream show Saturday. But we need time to prepare the next one. It'll be a longer topic.
Because we're just like spinning so many different plates. It's like my background is graphic design, so I'm doing all marketing stuff as well. And it's like I'm being pulled
that
from
never
left
ends.
or over.
That never ends. The marketing stuff never ends.
No.
You need specific dimensions for the YouTube cover, for the Twitter cover.
All the banners and stuff.
We should do maybe a talk.
Maybe on UI perhaps, because UI is undervalued, underrated.
But we are still. There were experiments for the UI. We haven't got there.
No, we're not. Actually, we could actually put them out there and do some, get some feedback from that.
Yeah, sure. So guys, that's all for today.
Yeah. All right.
Have a good evening, morning, wherever you are. Have a great day. See you next time. Make sure to subscribe. There's an event already for the environment stream.
You said that already.
I know. This is how you conclude. I'm not just gonna press stop streaming right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, guys. It's great having you. See you guys.
Yeah. Cheers. Bye bye.